Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of OilTown here in City Skylines 2, where the island is slowly now becoming a little bit of a utopia, guys. Last episode we implemented for the first time ever a subway system, and people were using it in their hundreds. I think I would like to live on this island right now. If it wasn't for the air pollution, guys, and being an asthmatic, it would be paradise. But welcome back, boys. We are back with another episode, and if you are enjoying this series so far, then make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new around here, so you get notified when more episodes do come out in the future. But guys, things are looking good right now. Things are looking real good right now. The subway system is absolutely fantastic, and we kind of had to integrate this yard over here, which it doesn't look too shabby. We can make it a lot better in the future. Has that moved? I feel like that has now moved since I kind of last built it. I'll have to kind of adjust that when I've got a bit more time. But they're utilizing it very, very well. Now, when we take our public transportation systems, the usage is like it has dropped, but that's because it has moved the bulk of the passengers. There's a lot of people utilizing these lines as well, so things are looking pretty good. Now, why is it that the usage has gone down so much? Let me find the train itself. It should be underground here somewhere. Where is it? Where is the choo-choo of our subway train? That's a good point. Where is it? Is it here? Hold on. Where is the train? The train still exists, right? Now I can't find it. Where have you gone, Mr. Train? Where have you gone? Actually, you know what? I literally cannot find it. It is here. Oh, there it is. There we go. 100 people on board right now. It's coming in to stop at this this station, and it loads up with 273. There's still hundreds of people using it, guys. There's still hundreds of people using it right now and able to go to and from now. I don't know to what extent that's going to affect the city in terms of people being able to get to places they couldn't get to before. But what it makes me want to do more than anything right now is implement the university. Because now we have this citywide transportation network. We even upgraded the bus routes as well, which things are going to, to plan really well. People able to, like I said, able to get to where they couldn't get to before. Things are a lot more connected. People can get to jobs they couldn't get to before, which is even more of a reason why I want to sort the education levels out, because they can now transport. This is going to be amazing. Now, what this does entail that I have to build a university. So building such a university is quite expensive. A university, 1.5 million. Wild, I know. But I want to buy a few of these tiles over here and build a university in this area to kind of be the end, or the kind of on the way to being the end of this peninsula section, which the subway metro line, I gotta stop calling it metro, the subway line will have its last stop just outside the university. So it'll be a way to kind of allow students to transport over here, but also once they're higher education levels, they can use the public transport to get to any job that they want to get to. It is going to plan, guys. It is going to plan. It's just a lot more difficult to kind of get these things up and running than you actually expect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some of these tiles. We'll buy this one, which is 172,000 big ones. Now, I don't know whether that one would be actually enough to do what I want to do. How much would these two tiles here cost us? 675,000, which then means I do not have enough to buy the university, but we'll build everything leading up to it while we are earning some sweet cash. Now, we have a road here, which is one of the main connections leading in, and I'm thinking that we can either utilize that to be the main road that leads up to it. There'll be other roads that lead up to it anyway, but that will be one of the main connections, right? I think so. So we've got to first let's figure out the terraining, because it does, by the looks of it, go really, really high up. Now, I don't mind that, right? I don't mind that the elevation is going to change. I could either build the university in the bowl here. Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Building the university in this bowl with this kind of larger region around it. I mean, it would mean that the subway stop is then not too far. I think we kind of make the bowl a little bit bigger is what we should do. So let me we're going to create the bowl to be a lot bigger. And where is the one that it kind of meets. Right, let me make this a bit bigger right now. So this will all make sense in just a moment, boys, what I'm trying to accomplish here. So I'm trying to respect the gradient and still remain at a gradient, but I want to create a wider bowl to where we can implement our university. Because I want the subway stop to be a little bit further in, so there's a gap between the two stations. That's what I'm trying to attempt right now. That's what I'm trying to attempt. So bringing this round and then just into here, because we do have this here we're going to transform. Can I terrain outside of this? I can. I'm going to bend that around. So I'm still respecting it. I'm just pushing it back slightly so I can build upon it. So soften it, and then we're going to soften to kind of now spread out. There we go. Now we're going to terrain from the top so it pushes back first before we do the bottom. So bring that down there. It allows me to run like a nice little extra road as well going around. Right, bringing that now all out. So you can see the bowl it now creates, which is going to be quite exciting to work with. So push that down a bit more. There we go. And I can see it's running like a little bit of a ring road going around the outskirts of this as well. So I reckon wherever I put the university, we build the grid to kind of fit within it. And like I said, the university is going to be quite expensive. I won't be able to build it just yet. And I want it to be kind of like, where's the road access is on here. So it'll kind of go like that, and I'll kind of have to then build it like this, which will then lead to me having to do more terraining, by the way. So if I bring the roads first leading out, so let's bring this road here leading out first. So that is going to stay within our snap, isn't it? Yes. So just bring it up first and to see how far we can go with it, which does mean this would also continue to go up. Now, there should be no issues with the alignments of the grid. So just bring that up to there. No issues indeed. And there is... Well, I mean, let's view the topography here. Like I said, I do want to kind of build like a perimeter road going around this area. But the argument is, where and how would I do it? So if I built like this, going here... And then we do have the ability, if I come off, say, just there, and then ran that as a little bit of a straight bit to begin with, is what I'm leading that bend up and around to be. Because I can turn this into some form of like a nature park, which is really weird to say in OilTown. And actually, thinking about it, I should really be aligning this road to this. This makes a lot more sense, but the alignment's gone completely off here, hasn't it? I don't know. Has something changed here? I'm not too sure. No, I think it's just maybe me. Yeah, nothing's changed there. So delete all this. Delete you to there. At least that's where the alignment's going to kind of kick in from. So bringing this a little bit further down maybe, and then creating... said bend. So 172 to a 172-ish is the number. Leading on in, and then we can kind of bend all stuff kind of going into it. So that's where the perimeter road is going to run around the side, which is going to be fairly handy to work with. Now, the university in question then, going to be a very, very big building. Okay. Now, I'm not sure the attachments to the building, whether they are actually going to be attachments inside or outside of the radius of it. So if I kind of get a road to run parallel with this, so let me kind of bring it to about there. It's a 45-degree angle. So that's where and what we're going to connect the main building off. That's what we're going to have it off there. That's going to be the road we attach to it. So we've actually now got enough to build it. So I can build the university here. So bam, placed in. Now it does eat into the mountain, which is why we're going to have to terraform a lot more. But let me just double check on the actual attachments. So they are attachments that we do to it, which we create a campus is what we do. That's an attachment to it. That's a separate building as well, which, ooh, that would be nice to be like the main focal point there. Which now thinking about it, it makes me want to push it back even further. But we've got 2 roads that lead up. So it's a case of them 2 roads can kind of snap in to the end of this. So let me turn that building off because people will try and get to it when they can't get to it just yet. Now, that would go down there, but I want to bring it down here. So if I come off by 48 there for just a minute, or do I want to run down the side? It's a case of, do you want to run down the side, or do you want that to be the end point? Because if that's the case, 48 there, because that could actually run down and snap into wherever this chooses to end. So let's say that chose to end, so 48 by 50, whatever. That goes like that. So that does what I need it to do anyway. And then, so if that came out by, I reckon here, we bring it down to there. Bring that down to there. Right, let's push this all back. Because this whole end is going to lead to the university. That's where the end point is going to be. So I want to create the same radius of bend leading in. So if I was to work with this here, and that there would be an 88, the bend will be an 88, just basing it off what is there by default, to an 88. But I want to see if I can get it smack bang on. So that is a 96. So I've got to increase it by 8. Which is easier said than done. I might have to just do it here now. So 88. Where's the snap? You know what I mean? Right. Oh, I've just completely deleted all of this. Right, coming off there. So that there, I could do it like this anyway, so it's not like the end of the world. So deleting by 88, I've got to now do math. Okay, so 88 minus 2 is 86, minus 3 is 56. So then minus 56, which would be 44. Right. If my calculations are correct, that's an 88 by 88. My calculations were... Say, your boy did quick math right there. Did you see that, guys? Did you see that quick math right there? Now, it's a different story over here. So I've got 2 options. I could then choose to go with the alignment of there and there to being the bend that carries this. Or I could go further down and then do the bend there. I think we'll kind of carry the bend here. So this should also be... Oh, it's not going to be an even bend. A 190... Okay, a 190. 190, a 109 I should say. There to there. Which that should run. Which, get rid of all of this, get rid of all of that. It's as good as you're going to get it. It's as good as you're going to get it with how the alignment works. It goes from a narrow to a lot wider. Roads running round, so we're going to kind of treat these roads as if they do continue to go off in some fashion. Now, this is my other problem, is the fact that I could have chose to run along the side, but I'm not going to. We'll kind of come off it in other areas. It all leads to this campus vibe that we're going to have up and running. So let me just now terrain the rest of it. So we've now technically got to push this back a whole lot more to get the smoothing and the softening of the terrain to now work. So we'll first soften where we can, because it'll work in some areas and won't work in others. Right, we get up to here and it just kind of pinches the building slightly. So we're eating a little bit more. Always smoothing from the top first. We can push them down to the edge. Just down there. So I think it's now just this side here. I was going to push it back a bit more. Soften from the top, down the sides. And Voila! We have a university campus area. Now, obviously, I want to get all the additional bits and bobs in. We could also move the college as well. Now, the college itself has an additional building, which is a library. It's an extension. Now, to move it, it's going to cost me 262,000. So we might have to have a little bit of a fast forward then to get some money rolling in the bank. While I wait for that, there is stuff I can also add in as an extension. So we've got the big building in the middle here. The big... Wait, why is that? A fountain? It's the University Park, which is perfect to go just there. So with the park area there, we can kind of plant some trees, which actually now might make me change how we organize the bends here. Because I'm going to either utilize this as a road going around, and I could then maybe make these roads... No, they won't work to bend into there. I could either do it like that, or the other alternative is we do the alleyway style roads. So if I upgraded them instead, so you get like a little bit of a narrow walkway. But how this connects into here is going to completely change my bends. So if I delete them and I delete to there, we'll come back in just a moment. Lead that to the end of that. Lead that to the end of that. And then, of course, push these directly across. Then we'll plant some trees down, make it look big and beautiful. And it all becomes a part of our end area. So the road then, leading down here, is going to be a lot more dramatic on the old bend now, isn't it? And I'm assuming the same for this one, right? Yeah. So if I come off on both of these here, that's a 45. That there will be a 25. How small is a 25 bend? That's a 45. So how small do these bends now look? Do you know what? I don't mind that. It's a lot sharper, but I don't mind it. I really don't. So that creates this big university area then. So the other buildings are a library, which we can add in. And then this is an extension wing, which attaches to the actual building itself. Now, I've got to pay to move this, but this also has an attachment building, which is another library. So I can kind of dot one in like here almost. And then this one, which is going to be assuming is a lot bigger, can be placed, you know, somewhere else. So if I come off this with the alley style road, just there for now, I want to see what happens with this. We're going to move the building itself, because this has also got to be repositioned. Now, I reckon there is somewhere here I can kind of place this in, because, again, I'm trying to build up a campus. So if I put you here, that building, and then with the road, we lead this road then from here down to... I'm trying to get this to snap in. Is that not on... Where's the alignment there? That's weird, isn't it? It should be down to there. Oh! I've just realised that whole road here is not aligned correctly. I've just realised it. Right, get rid of all of that. Right, that's now kind of... That's completely made me waste a lot of money. No, this is now gonna... This is gonna mess me up completely and dramatically. Right, move it all. Let me just move that over there. For a split second. And let me just get this all connected back in. So that's back to there. The bend taking place here will be a... Okay, this one's going to be a 32 by 32. So technically a little bit bigger than what it was originally. Now, it costs me money to move stuff when I can obviously just use the move it tool. Like an idiot, I am. Right, so we're going to get the alleyway road, which can no longer be connected as expected. Now that road should be aligning perfect. Something is amiss. But it's more important to line it off this road than anything else. Right, there we go. That aligns gloriously. So this can now be pushed. Well, I could actually also put it there. What's the size of the library? The library could also... I mean, I don't want to put it there because of what's going on. I can put it behind it. I can put it to the side. No, I think we still align it just here. Oh, what? Alright, I'm an idiot. I literally just said I could have used the move it tool, then I decided to reposition it myself anyway. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Right, I might create that as my little transit hub is what I'll do. So, we got the little road, alley road running up the side as well here. As we've got the ability to do so. We'll create this going at the back. Now, that allows us to build, you know, the library there. Or I can put it to the side here, which is not a problem. Allows us to do a multitude of things there, which we'll need the additional money for. Same with the bigger library building as well. I can maybe even throw that in there and put them together, but I feel like I might throw it in down here. Give us room around. But they're not the only education buildings we can get in. We also have the ability to get the technical university in, which is absolutely mahoosive, boys. Absolutely mahoosive, this. And we also have the medical university, which is not as big, but you can kind of see where we have these areas to create this kind of campus vibe, if that's kind of like the better way to put it. Now, we've got a college in. We've got a university in. There is also abilities for us to maybe build an additional city high school and kind of like city elementary school within this vicinity. But most importantly first, it's a case of bringing the public transport up here to begin with. Now, unfortunately for us, it's a shame that this road here will not... Oh, actually, it might do. Right, if I bring this first out... Does that work? It kind of works, because it will allow me to kind of create my transport hub. Now, I don't know whether to create another version of this over here. That can become a little bit of a headache. I could run this going down here, because we're going to create like parks and stuff. Oh, that's not, doesn't align right, does it? Right, where's the... Oh, it doesn't align right, because this doesn't align right. We got the same issues going on over here as well. Now, is that because the terraining's changing, or is that literally because of the snapping? Let me delete that back. No, it kind of messes up along here, which goes to show me, topography-wise, there is a little bit of a change. Now, I wonder if I can kind of do it in smaller segments. No, it's still going to mess up. So, level the terrain. I wonder if you kind of hit it early on. Does that change anything? Right, I think it's also trying to align to this. What is... Right, this is as flat as anything now, this area. Right, it messed up right there. The things you've got to do in this game, boys. The things you've got to do. Just to get that connection like that. Right, leading back out then. So, I'm not too sure how far we took this now. But the bend would go 61 by 62. That's fine by me. And then run. Oh, no, not like that, Soniac. It doesn't align, does it? $80. Right, is that better? Right, we'll just roll with that for the sake of having it, giving it the ability to work. Oh, I never knew it was going to be so stressful. So, a little bit of a transit hub then, and we'll create it hopefully just here. So, depending on how I created that, it might be better to figure out the alignment of the subway, which is 200 grand I'm going to need. So, that goes down to there. So, it might be better to have it, for example, there, or do I bring it down here? So bringing it down here puts it a little bit deeper into this area. So have that in mind when I build this. So I'm going to need... So if I build this first, for example, here. Right, just bear with me a second. So if I build it there, but then I need the metro. And we'll put the metro there, which is a 3x2. So, I'm going to need to push it back. Oh. Oh my goodness me. How does it mess up like that so bad? So put you there. Move this then to here. While allowing me to have the service buildings, the extensions, all that jazz. And then public transport, underground passages. I could put that dead centered here. So they're able to walk. I'm assuming they can walk for that. I don't actually know if they can or not. That's a different question. So what if I switch this, or not this, the actual building itself? Right, this is a lot of now having to pay to move stuff again. But what if I put this... I'm trying to think of the best position. If I put that there... Had that go across there instead. To move that there. That becomes easy access. You know what I mean? And then in terms of zoning, you've got a little bit of zoning there if you want to put down some commercial. It gives the ability. So that then bends round into a snap into here. Right, that works. So, underground then. Just going to bring that to here. And then this to there, which it should be, well, you would at least think it would be pretty straightforward. Which, yes. Oh, what a route. What a route. So pause then. Because I'm now going to drag this all the way down to here. But then I'm going to have to make it stop there. And I can't get that stop in. Stop there. So that becomes not an end station route, but then just another one in the middle. You know what I mean? So back into play mode then. We officially have a little bit of a transit hub near the university park as well, which is great. We'll build more park area and green space set up because this is going to be like a campus vibe area anyway. I do want to leave a lot of room open and available for other university and education buildings because we are going to eventually add so much more to this. You know what I mean? But it all comes down to money. That's what it all comes down to. But we are earning quite a bit, so it's just a case of giving it some time. So that does mean we've moved the what's it called? College building from this area. So in reality, I could build that across if it wasn't being such a noob. Got there in the end. Got there in the end. To which I'm going to build some more high-density commercial. Because we do need a few more jobs. Right, that's all good then. So that will eventually all spill over and kind of build in. I know I've got to turn the university on, which I'll do in just a second. So in terms of now education, I won't bring a bus over here until I've built this area up a bit more. That I can do like a commuter bus going around the area. So we do need more capacity for elementary school, and we do need, I won't say more capacity for high school, but I'm going to assume that we do anyway. So the other buildings in question then is the library, which is a building I can actually now place in. Believe it or not. Now, I could either choose to put these in general areas to kind of fill up little gaps and nooks and crannies. You know, like somewhere like here, for example. So it kind of feels like the campus is expanding more than what it actually is. And it will feel like there's a lot of dead space at the minute. But, you know, it's just something that will eventually fill up. So if I bring this, say from there, I'm trying to create walkable areas. Is what I'm trying to do. That extends the college campus to that extent. There is more libraries I can kind of put down. So that's pretty handy. The university library, which is a fairly big building all on its own. So that kind of makes sense to reality go here. So if I put you there. And we've got that road sticking out, but it does then go slightly uphill. So that is also a case of a little bit more terraforming. Oh, snap! That's not what I wanted to happen. Alright, soften. I'm going to get rid of this road for a second. Slightly level by pushing it back a bit more. That's a lot better, isn't it? That's a lot better. We'll keep it like that. But this was nicely evenly spaced, if I'm being completely honest with you. So if I bring that to there as it is. In terms of even space, like 3 tiles either side. So I've also gave this 3 tiles. You got like a 3 tile radius space going all the way around. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. But what I could do is, just like everything else in the university campus, is just make it walkable, you know what I mean? There we go. And then that's where you just like plant trees and stuff down. To kind of build up these areas. So this is pretty nice. So the only thing I'm missing from the university now before I kind of turn the building on is the ability to add an extension wing, but we'll see how we fill the capacity first. Right. That's pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet. I think we'll now turn the building on, as we're now able to bring people over here via public transport. It's a little bit of a walk to college at the moment, but it's not out the question that they can't do it. Whether it's from here to there or from here to there, you know, they can make it. They can make it. Nothing else to add to college. But maybe bring in right now a few additional schooling areas within this area. So we'll go for a city elementary school. So I can kind of fill up these little areas next as well. Now a city elementary school is actually quite an interesting building because it doesn't require anything else on top of what it's currently got. So I can build that there. And it'll all feel like it's part of the campus. So we've got the courtyard. And then I've got the extension floor. And then the city high school. It's a shame I can't place it there. That's fine. Well, I might just place it over here. So it looks like all like individual campus buildings. I don't know whether that fits there, though. Now looking at it. It might be a case of where it probably fits a lot better slightly behind the college, as it overlooks the wild areas. So I don't have enough to build anything else. That's fine at the moment. There's people right in there, and how many people are already applying for university? That's what I'm more interested about more than anything else, is people applying for university. It then officially means that we can get those higher educated citizens who will take those higher educated jobs. That's all I'm really bothered about. That's literally what I'm bothered about. And with the kind of connection leading into the subway line, means that the students can get to the university. And obviously once they're highly educated, because of the subway line, we can also get them to the jobs that are available. And I know a lot of you guys said that I should implement a subway stop here. I'm still 50-50 on it. I'm still not sure how I'm going to implement it. Let me know in the comment section down below, guys. How would you implement a subway stop there? So we might now start seeing eventually a little bit office demand creeping in as time goes on. We should have got this connected right to the edge, by the way. There we go. Which means I'm spending more money. We've got new signature buildings from that new packs that came out recently. No new commercial stuff. We've pretty much all got all that. Industry stuff. Earthground. Dairy house. I don't think any of this is new, is it? Coda Park. We've got new residential buildings. Some of them are massive. I think we got new... I mean, were these always here? I can't quite remember right now. They look new to me. They do look a little bit new to me. So, fast forward then. A little bit of money now coming in. I feel like it's going to snow soon as well in the game. We're going to be back to the snow vibes all over again. So let's take a look at how this university looks. It does look pretty nice. It does tower down well. We've got this nice perimeter road going around as well. So that's really going to fit this area and vibe quite nice. I can see this low density stuff eventually being replaced. But I don't really want to add any more residents until we can bring the unemployment all the way down. Or obviously just provide more jobs is one way to go about doing it. Obviously that is one way we can fix that stuff. And is it easy now to kind of do this grid? I don't know how far I'm going to take this grid as well. I'm not 100% sure. Because I want to get the big buildings in. You know, the big, university style buildings. So the technical one is massive. That's definitely going to be placed around here somewhere. Unless I kind of build it like that on the very end. It's probably where that would go. But the medical one, that could maybe fit in here. But even that itself is absolutely massive. Unless I kind of eat into this area a little bit. Eat into there. Or that goes here instead, or goes along here. Tons of decisions we've got to make. Tons. But we also have research buildings as well. So that is expensive stuff. But that's for a future headache, guys. That really is for a future headache right now. We've got 221 students in the university. So we need to sort out the base level of education. We need to increase our elementary and stuff like that. So we did get this city elementary school in here, which has instantly been filled up with students. So if I was to that's 2 in this area, and that's 2 within that area as well. Now, what we need to do more than anything is this stuff here. You know, like the regions. We're going to create one here. So let me just kind of bring this up to there. So for now, this is where this region kind of kicks in. I don't know what to call it just yet, but I want to select it so you can see that there's 14,000 people living there versus the 24,000 people living here. So if anything, we need another elementary school within this area. So another city one, which seems ridiculous, doesn't it, to get another city one in? But it's needed. It's absolutely needed. Now, I could do another one opposite this current one, but I need a few more pennies coming in. Or actually, I can build it right there, couldn't I? Now, we'll build it here. It is quite an important area for the bus stops as well. So it makes a lot of sense for them. Now, I can't get the extensions on. Well, yet anyway. But let's watch how quick they fill this elementary school up before I can get the 2nd floor on. Well, it'll be like the 10th floor in reality, wouldn't it? Right. There we go. I can now build you. And then it's 15,000 for the courtyard playground. So wait for that money to come in. There we go. So 2 elementary schools just in that little section there. Makes a huge difference. So in terms of education then, that puts us in the almost in the green for capacity. Actually does put us in the capacity for elementary and for high school. College not so much. So I'm going to assume that college is filled to the brim, right? Yes. Yeah, it is. And there's no way you can kind of add on to a college, right? There's only one college you can pick from without having to build a secondary one. That's kind of crazy as well. And look at that, boys. Just on time, the snow is arriving. So we're about to go into winter. Before we do end it, has enough time passed right now where we can now check the public transport numbers? If I base it on the timescale of a few months, you can see the numbers for... No, I don't think enough time has actually passed, to be honest with you, to see like a huge difference in people utilizing the subway. No, not yet, boys, not yet. 18% are using the subway still. It's still being heavily utilized, and it will only get busier as we add more and more people in. But for the buses, though, loving the fact that they're still using the buses. You could argue that they're slightly dying down a bit, but it all depends on what time of day, what time of year, what time of month, all that kind of jazz. But it's happening, boys. Snow is arriving. Winter is upon us. And for the first time ever, we've got a university. So expect us at some point in the near future to start seeing office demand. And at the same time, unemployment should now drop as the educated people become highly educated, which then in turn, they take the highly educated jobs, leaving the educated jobs then vacant for new people to step in. So without pretty much creating any new jobs, we should also reduce the unemployment, which at the minute currently stands at the lowest I've ever seen it of 8%. Education numbers, we have highly educated at 0.8%. So it's all the 8s at the minute, mate. All the 8s at the minute, mate. Until next time I see you all soon, so goodbye.